Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Kathy. That's the second time I'm going to try to do this video. I just spent 6 hours getting this together, shooting it, downloading it, and trying to edit it. And anyway, I was not happy with it, so I'm going to try all over again. Second time's the charm. And we're going to go over a little bit of Patrick's vacation to Florida. Well, I guess he moved to Florida. Remember that? Remember that time when Patrick moved to Florida and he really wasn't down there very long? And then he moved back. And he said because he wanted to be alone or something. Anyway. So what happened down in Florida, Patrick? Now, I'm not just going to go through this for the sake of going through it. But I do want to show you that for 5 years straight, Patrick has been getting handcuffs put on him. Well, it's been longer than that, but I'm just going to go over the last 5 years because this is leading up to the time where he was doing Timmy videos. And as a matter of fact, he was out on bail during the time that he was doing Timmy videos all summer. And then he went to court towards the end of July this year and got convicted of 2 serious crimes. And so, and these are, it's interesting, let's put it that way. So I'm going to be reading the police report of what happened down in Florida. It seems like Patrick got himself caught up in a, what were they called? A prostitution, what do they call it? Prostitution sting. Yeah, a sting operation. Yep. So, now, all suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. All right, that's my disclaimer. And I will be saying allegedly and stuff like that. But it is concerning because this is the man who made all that money off the Whitakers and is still making money to this day. And he's had a very bad luck streak, let's just put it that way, okay? For 4 years leading up to, well, even the 5th year leading up to this summer, 2025, from May till he started doing videos in May, I think he said, 2025 with Timmy. And he was out on bail. And people say, well, you know, we don't want to bring up his past. No, and this isn't his past. This is the present, okay? Big difference bringing up somebody's past and bringing up the present. All right, the past is like maybe over 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, or for sure 20 years ago, but even 10 years ago, that's definitely the past. But I'm talking about one thing after the next, after the next, after the next, and then Timmy. You know what I mean? And you don't tell me that Eric Carroll didn't know all this, you know what I mean? And then, people trying to say that, oh, there's nothing wrong with, all that sexual stuff that he did with Timmy, like the Victoria's Secret, and just talking about women and stuff like that. Just like I said along, it's been inappropriate, and I didn't even really know his extent of his criminal history. Now, just a day ago, I guess it's past midnight now, so it'd be 2 days ago, but anyway, I just put up this video here. Patrick's not a therapist, but he tries to play one on YouTube. Now this goes over his criminal history. And many times I kept saying, this is for Raleigh County only. This is for Raleigh County only. Because he's lived different places in different states. I think he even lived somewhere up here in the Midwest somewhere. But anyway, and I haven't looked in every place he lived in, all his criminal stuff, but I did just put up the local stuff for Raleigh County where he lives. And if you remember, there was 12 entries. And I said he had BJ beat by 1, even though he was, berating the Whitakers for BJ's criminal history or whatever, when his is worse. And I'm not even counting the one that happened in Florida, you know what I'm saying? The old stingy wingy he got caught up in. But I did show his record. So anyway, let's move on. Now we're going to go back. We're just going to go back 5 years, and we're going to see what led up to him at the time where he was doing videos with Timmy, because this is not the past this year, last year, and the year before. It's really what I'm going to focus on, the last 3 years. So let's do this. Now, like I said, I wouldn't even, I'm not really even going to mention too much, well, any of this, because I didn't really go into details on some of this old stuff from 20 years ago, like writing bad checks and stuff. I really don't care about 20 years or even 10 years ago. I just want to know about this time area here where he was, leading up to doing videos with Timmy. Because it was a long, he had a unlucky streak. So he had 2020 he spent, when everybody else was locked down, he was out getting some citations. And then he did have this one here, so I guess we will do 2020. Okay, so leading up to this last hurrah he just went through, so we had, remember 2019, that was that dispute with it was a civil case, $6,000 civil case between a Martin guitar and a Harley Davidson. Now, I think it's funny because I'm wondering, because I seen the picture of Patrick sitting on the Harley Davidson, which I don't think he has right now. I don't know. But I think it's funny he got his house from Jason Whitaker, and Jason Whitaker seems to have the exact same motorcycles. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I've seen Patrick on that motorcycle. So anyway, there was some dispute, civil suit. So I don't really know who got the motorcycle. It's kind of hard to understand. Anyway, then there was some traffic stuff. And then on 12/1/2020, at the end of 2020, he pled no contest to trespassing, which is a conviction. It's just a little bit different than guilty, but it is a conviction, so he got convicted of trespassing at the end of 2020. Now, then he got, this was just a motor vehicle thing that got dismissed. And then what happened at 8/12/2021? Was he tired of getting in trouble? I don't know. Because then he moved to Florida 3 months later. So this little gap here, where it looks like he didn't get in no trouble, yeah, he had gotten in some trouble down in Florida. But here's where he moved. He left Raleigh County. He moved to Florida, got in some trouble down there. Then he moved back and got more trouble here. Okay, so let's look at this little gap here. Where did he go? Yep, he moved to Kissimmee, Florida on December 7, 2021. 3 months after arriving in Florida, he was arrested in a prostitution sting. So we're going to talk about that for a minute, because remember, after this, he moved back and he got arrested again for more stuff. So anyway, so let's check this out, shall we? Now I'm going to be careful not to show anybody's address because that got me flagged last time. So I'm gonna go over this without showing anybody's address. But yes, that is John Rourke, and he was charged with. Actually, I don't even want to show his personal information, but we're going to get into the charges. Don't worry about that. It has his name. This happened on. Remember, he moved there December 7th, and December 7th, 2021. 3 months later, 3 months on March 8th, 2022, he was arrested in Polk County, and charged with 2 charges. And the rest has his personal information, his age, his birth date, height, weight, stuff like that. And we're going to go over here. And this is what he was charged with: 2 counts. First one was transport to building, prostitution, $250 bond. And he was also charged a second count of aiding and abetting to commit prostitution, and that had another $250 bond for a total of $500. And I did check in the court records, and that's what it was. So, do you want to see that police report? What happened? Well, allegedly happened. What allegedly happened on audio and video recording? Let's check out that police report, shall we? Okay, just so you can see, this is the sheriff's office official booking report on March 8th, 2022. Okay, so I'm going to read it. It is from... Oops. Hopefully the battery holds out on that picture. Okay, so it is from the city of Davenport in Polk County. This is a official arrest report. It was taken on 3/8/2022 at 22:32 p.m. or whatever. That's military time or whatever. What would that be? 10:32 p.m. 22:32. All right. So, because it's got a lot of personal information, it's got addresses and stuff on here, so I don't want to violate any terms of service or anything like that. So I want to make sure I don't show anything. Okay, so he did have a co-defendant at the time, because there was 2 of them. It was him and somebody that he knew. Remember, this is 3 months after he moved there. So he does have a co-defendant because he had allegedly, according to this police report, they had it just shows Patrick as the middleman between the man who wanted sex and the prostitute. Okay, not really sure what that's called when there's somebody in between the two. The John and the prostitute. Well, he was the allegedly the middleman, according to this police report. So, probable cause for arrest. It says, so it does have the co-defendant's name, but I'm not going to say his name. On 3/8/2022, an undercover operation targeting subjects soliciting prostitution online was conducted by the Polk County Sheriff's Office within Polk County, Florida. During the operation, female and male detectives worked in an undercover capacity, posing as escorts and customers, quotes, Johns. Female detectives posted fictitious advertisements online, posing as escorts, and male detectives replied to advertisements for subjects offering escort services. All arrests that occurred inside the undercover location were audio and video recorded. On this date, and the name is blacked out, blank undercover deputy was working in an undercover capacity and posted an escort advertisement online. Blank was contacted by and communicated with a subject later identified as John Rourke, defendant number 1. During a phone conversation, defendant 1, Patrick, wanted to set up an escort for his friend. The defendant advised he would drive his friend, later identified as, I'll just use the initials BB, defendant number 2, to the location to engage in, I really don't know how much I can say on here, hold on a second. All right, I'll just use code. Vag Intercy and it says BLO and then JOB, commonly used term for ORALSEX, for $300 at approximately 22:24 hours, defendant 2 arrived at the undercover location where the undercover made contact. The defendant confirmed he wanted to engage in vag and oral with the undercover and paid her $300 U.S. currency. The defendant was then taken into custody without incident. Contact was then made with defendant number 1, which is Patrick here, in his vehicle in front of the residence, and he was also taken into custody. At approximately 23:13 hours, I made contact with defendant 2 and advised him of his Miranda rights via Polk County Sheriff's Office waiver form 9008. The defendant advised he understood his rights and agreed to speak with me. Defendant 2 confirmed defendant 1, Patrick, drove him to the location and set up the deal on the phone. Defendant 2 advised that defendant 1, which is Patrick, gave him $300 to pay the undercover for vag and oral. Defendant 1 declined to be interviewed. Okay, that's probably the smartest thing he's done in the last decade or two. Defendant number 2 was arrested for soliciting another for prostitution. Defendant 1, which is Patrick, was arrested for aiding in the assignation and transportation to a place with knowledge of prostitution. Both defendants were transported to the Polk County Sheriff's Office Processing Center without incident. And this sworn to and subscribed before me, the undersigned authority, this 8th day of March 2022. And to make a long story short, this was in March of 2022 at the beginning. And Patrick obviously got bailed out, and he got an attorney and went through court all spring, all summer, into the fall, and into November of 2023. And so in November 2023, after this court stuff, it does tell you, you can look up, I looked up all the interactions and stuff, and but it went back and forth, and then in November, on or about November 1st, 2023, the prosecutor withdrew the charges, and the case was then dropped. So obviously, Patrick then, at some point after this, moved back to Odd, West Virginia. So 10 months later, Patrick got arrested again. He had obviously moved back to Odd, West Virginia. Now remember, around November 1st, 2023, he got the case dismissed after a very lengthy time. He moves back to Odd, West Virginia, and within 10 months, he is 10 months of having the last case dismissed, he's arrested again on September 20th, 2024. Now, he gets arrested September 2024, but he sits in jail because he's got a big old bond and bail he can't pay or whatever. I don't know what reason, but he sat in jail, and he sat there and sat there and sat there for the rest of September, October, November, December, and into January. So he's in there about 5 months or so. He missed out Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and then in January he got bailed out. And that's January 2025. Now, what he was charged with was 3 counts. He got one. This was on September 19th, on or about September 19th, 2024. He was charged with domestic assault, and this is where he pled not guilty, and this is where he got out. I saw his bail. I showed it, I think, on the other video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was $5,000, because I think everybody says $5,000 there. Same bail bondsman. Anyway, so he got charged with 1 count of domestic assault, 1 count of stalking, and 1 count of non-consensual disclosure of private, intimate images, also known as revenge porn. Yeah. So obviously there's something bad happened here in September 2024. He got charged with these things, and then what he did in January, he bailed out, and he got out on bail January 16th. I could look it up. Hang on a second. Yeah, here it is. January 16th, $5,000 bail. 4 months after being bailed out in January 2025, he's making Timmy videos. Because, he just went through, 9 months of court down in Florida. Now he's back, and he's going through another lengthy court case. So while he's out on bail, he starts making videos in May. Like I said, what's that, January to May? May he starts making videos. No, and I gotta say, the video started out weird, like they're putting makeup on each other. Remember, and makeup on Timmy? Then, of course, in June, just a few weeks later, Eric joined the gang. Now remember, Patrick's still out on bail, and Eric's pretending he don't know anything about it. Then we get to July of this year, after they've been making videos for 2 months, Eric in the mix and everything else. What happened was, out of the 3 counts on July 21st, he pled guilty to the non-consensual disclosure of private intimate images, which he got a year probation. And he also pled guilty to stalking. So he's got a stalking, a trespassing, basically revenge porn. He's got guilty because before he left to Florida, he got a trespassing. So stalking, revenge porn, guilty. And as a plea agreement, they agreed to dismiss the domestic assault and plead guilty to the other 2. So on July 21st, 2025, it's business as usual. Now, over the summer, in particular in July, Eric was supposedly at the John Mass trial from the entire month, right? From the 1st to the 30th or whatever, till the verdict. Well, back at the ranch, back in Odd, Patrick is making videos with Timmy. You know, holding down the fort kind of thing. And I got to tell you guys something. I caught something that Eric said that makes me wonder if he... I'm just saying, after the first visit, I have my doubts that he spent the whole month of July with John Mass, okay? And I caught something out of his mouth that, well, two people that busted him. Anyway, I digress. But while Eric is supposed to be in Idaho at the John Mass trial, Patrick is doing these videos. Now, I don't know what day these videos are because I'm going to show you a collection of questionable videos. And this is not even scratching the surface. But while, you know, he's out on bail, he's making these Timmy videos, right? Until his two convictions, I should say, that just went over July 21st. So I don't know when these videos were. So I don't have the dates because somebody was kind enough to group these into a little group here. There's 3 of them. Questionable videos of Timmy Whitaker. Eric mentioned these shorts by Patrick. I guess they're shorts. But this is what he... so mind you, after he's had quite a turbulent few years in the court and in the jail and in and out of handcuffs, he is making these videos. So, sniper from West Virginia. I know people used to say it's Patrick, but nah, this person does not. If anything, they're for Eric because somehow Eric is calling out Patrick when pot calling the kettle black. But anyway, so let's listen, watch a few of these clips here. Now, my that spinning circle is just yeah, it's supposed to be there. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna run through. Actually, I'll go through each one. I think there's 3 of them. First of all, this is the clip where Patrick is putting his stinky, nasty feet, waking up Timmy. Waking up Timmy. And no, he does not like it. Now, I'm going to tell you. There's another video. Like I said, I think he's only got 3 videos on here. It's a short clip, minute 44 seconds. But speaking of stinky feet, there was another video you guys might remember where Patrick had his bare feet and he had him up to Timmy and he was telling Timmy to massage my feet, and Timmy was massaging his feet. He goes, now smell your hands, and Timmy smelt his hands and almost puked. So yeah, his feet aren't a bed of roses, let's put it that way. So it's already previously been confirmed that the smell of his feet gagged Timmy, okay? He's already gagged. Actually, it wasn't even his feet. It was just touching his feet and smelling his hands made Timmy almost puke. So anyway, here's his feet. Again, his nasty, stinky, bare feet. Now it's rubbing on his face to wake him up. Doesn't look like he likes it. Okay, now we have the famous pillow fight in his underwear, laying in a bed with Timmy. It looks like that. Is that a mattress on the floor? Looks like there's a mattress on the floor. Anyway, again with these sleepovers. Okay, now there's so much wrong here. First of all, how come Timmy keeps sleeping over? Sleeping over with Patrick, sleeping over with Eric, and the thing with Eric sleeping with a strange man at Airbnb and other men and stuff. That's bad. But if you think there's nothing wrong with Patrick having sleeping in a bed with Patrick, just remember, Timmy is 2 houses down from his own. What's with the sleepovers? Is this 5th grade? Sleepovers are for basically elementary kids, you know what I mean? Older elementary kids or whatever, but still, 5th, 6th grade is when you do sleepovers, 7th grade or something. But for him to have Timmy sleep over, what was the purpose of this? Why did Timmy sleep over, and why are they in the same bed? And, why is he in fact, look at that. Same underwear. Look a little shredded, but anyway, same red underwear. And I don't know what they're. But, yeah, so he's in bed with him here. Why? Why is it necessary for him to be in bed? And why is it necessary to sleep over? I mean, I'm going to make a point about this, too.
Boy. Lay down there and watch TV. Quit picking on me.
Now he commands him to lay down. All right. Why does he have no clothes on? Why is this necessary? Why do you have to lay? I mean, just weird. Now, if I have somebody over and we're going to watch a movie, we usually go in the living room and sit on a couch. You know what I mean? It just is weird.
Boy. Lay down there and watch TV. Quit picking on me.
Lay down and watch TV. Okay, so they lay down in bed and watch TV.
Get your pair of panties.
Okay, now they're at Victoria's Secret. All right, they're at Victoria's Secret. Now, people have had different opinions on this video here where he's bringing Timmy into Victoria's Secret. Now, as you saw, they were just in a sleepover, right? Well, that's something little kids do, right? Pillow fight, something kids do, right? But then he also subjects him to the sexual stuff. Now people say, well, his cousin worked there. I don't care. So what? His cousin worked there. What if his cousin worked at the strip club? Would you bring him there? I mean, what if his cousin worked at the bar? Would you bring him there? So it really don't matter who works here. You know what I mean? It's zero to me. That makes no difference who works here, if he knows the person or not. The only thing that got him anywhere with that was, he wasn't thrown out immediately, you know what I mean? But as far as whether it was right or wrong because his cousin works there or somebody, who cares? Like I said, bring him to oh, I know. Remember how he helped his last friend out? Well, allegedly. Yeah. The one in Florida? Yeah. He seems to, anyway, allegedly. So, here he is bringing him into Victoria's Secret. Now remember, from the get-go, Patrick has been telling everybody that Timmy has the mind of a 5-year-old, sometimes they say 10-year-old, but a mind of a child. And remember, he also said, and Eric both said, that Timmy has no interest in girls. Remember, I think that was from the very beginning, the Meet Patrick and Eric. But I remember them both saying, yeah, Timmy's got no interest in girls at all. And he's got the mind of a child. So would you bring a 5 or a 10-year-old into Victoria's Secret? A 5 or 10-year-old has got no interest in girls? You know what I mean? Well, let's watch. See how this goes. That's his Pee Wee Herman laugh. Oops, quiet. He's the one making all the racket. Timmy touched the arm. Yeah, now exposing Timmy to this is just creepy and weird because I'm going to show you.
What do you think about that panty?
You don't like it.
You want them? You want them? Hey! You want them? Hey!
No, see how he pushed it away? Now listen to what he says. He doesn't like it. He pushes him away. No, he doesn't. No. Watch. He pushes him away. No, get that crap out of here. See him push him away? Does it look like he likes this? Pushes him away. Get that crap out of here. Now listen what he says. Now remember, Patrick and Eric, long before this, when they first came out, long before this video, have both told everybody over and over that Timmy has the mind of a child. He's just a little child. He's not interested in girls. So when he does this, just think about it. He pushes it away because he thinks of these girl underwear as his mom's. And I'm going to show you. Pushes them away. That's mama's. So you can imagine how he feels when he feels it seems like Patrick is trying to throw his mom's underwear on him. You know what I mean? Listen. He says, Mama. No, Mama. Those are Mama's underwears.
You want them? You want them? Hey! You want them? Hey!
Get him out of here. See? What did he say? Mama. He thinks of those as his mama's underwear and... See? And Patrick thinks that's funny. Now here he is. He taught... And by the way, I forgot to mention, there's somebody following Patrick and Timmy around on this scooter. Now, this must have been after he broke his leg, I'm taking it, or does he just always ride scooters? I don't know. Maybe it's in August when he broke his leg. I don't know. But somebody has been filming this whole time. All right, so somebody's following around with the camera. I don't know if it's his girlfriend, who it is. Don't know. Don't matter, I guess. But somebody is filming him, okay? So none of this is, you know. So when you get here, as you can see, somebody's already, this is staged. Somebody's standing here getting the shot when, and it is blurry because if I turn up the pixels anymore, the computer just bounds up. So bear with me on the picture here, quality. But as you can see, somebody's filming them. And then when they get out here, somebody's standing here waiting for them to go by. Patrick is going to... See? So Patrick is supposedly... he seems like he's a little confused. 1 minute, he's treating him like a child, which... is weird, and then the next thing was sleepovers. Now what, the next minute he's in Victoria's Secret treating him like one of the guys, and at the mud pit, one of the guys. I mean, so 1 minute he's one of the guys, and the next minute he's a 5-year-old kid. Pick a lane because, again, going into Victoria's Secret. Now I'll tell you another problem I see with this. Timmy is 46 years old, and as far as I know, and I think as far as we know, he looks like he's probably never had a girlfriend. And that's good because, you know what I mean? Not everybody needs a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know what I mean? So good for him if he never had a girlfriend or if he did have a girlfriend. But they are telling us, Patrick and Eric are both convincing us that Timmy is a little child. He's got the mind of a child. So like I said, then why are you in here doing things like this that are sexually charged? Okay, let's just put it that way. And why at this point would you want to expose Timmy to these sexual things? Bras and underwears and you know, these pictures and everything else of the women and the mannequins and all this other stuff. Like Timmy's just thinking, what the hell? Why is my mom's underwear in here? You know what I mean? And so they're trying to have it both ways. Timmy's one of the guys and he can do this because my cousin works here. And then the next minute, he's a little kid having a pillow fight. And like I said, I don't know any grown-ass men who have sleepovers. But he wants to have a sleepover with his buddy here. Like I said, just hopefully he didn't bring Timmy out for a good time like his other buddy, allegedly. Then, you know, 3 hours later, like, I don't know, probably later that night, Timmy is dressed up in baby clothes, watching cartoons, you know what I mean? Eric's trying to convince him that he's a little baby. Oh, look, he's like a 5-year-old.
Get it, Timmy, get it.
Yeah, commanding him to dance, all right? Now he's dancing to Space Jam, okay? And then this kind of stuff. Trying to convince us that he's, you know, a 5-year-old. Dress him in baby clothes, baby shows.
Get it, Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
Show you dance.
Now watch this.
Say good morning.
This makes me wonder if Timmy even realized he's being videotaped. Because Eric is Eric's videotaping him, and he says, "Hey, Timmy, dance," commanding him to dance as always. Nothing is authentic. Eric and Patrick stage everything. Oh, look what I caught Timmy doing. As he's screaming, "Dance!" But Timmy, I don't even think he realizes he was being videotaped, because when he says, "Say hi to everybody," Timmy turns to the TV and waves at the people on the TV. You know, he doesn't even realize, I don't think he's being videotaped. Watch.
Say.
Oops. Watch.
Get it, Timmy. Show you dance. Say good morning.
See?
Timmy, say good morning. Hey.
Now he thinks, so to you or to the people on the TV? He doesn't even know he's being videotaped. He just said hi to the people on TV. He thinks that's who he's talking to, because why would he think, you know, if there's other people here? So Patrick's got him out at Victoria's Secret and all this other stuff during the day, treating him like one of the guys. Then they go paint toenails and put makeup on at night and have pillow fights. Then he hands him off to Eric, who brings him over to the Airbnb, dresses him up like a baby, and has him watch Sesame Street in front of us, and trying to convince us that he's a little baby that needs to be adopted so he can grow up with Eric. You know what I mean? So Eric can raise him. I mean, you know what I mean? Make up your mind, guys. Is he 5 or is he one of the guys? You know, and most of them videos were when he was out on bail, or, you know, a lot of those, but half of those videos. Because he started doing videos with Timmy. Like I said, he got out on bail in January after sitting in the clinker several months. Yeah, 4 months, I guess. Gets out of the clinker in January, out on bail. Starts doing Timmy videos in, May of this year. 4 months after he gets out of jail, he's making Timmy videos. And, I said it from the beginning how inappropriate he was with Timmy. And then just to turn a blind eye to all the inappropriate stuff that Eric was doing with him. Also bringing him into the bed, making him wear pajamas and showering. Eric was having Timmy shower twice a day, just kept getting creepier and creepier. But anyway, so this is what Eric, he's been very busy over the last couple of years leading up to this Timmy stuff and all the way through it. So yeah, if somebody wants to say I'm bringing up his past, which I haven't heard yet, but I'm anticipating somebody, maybe one of his strong supporters, will say that I'm bringing up the past. But no, I'm bringing up the present. This is 2025. This picture here was from 3 years ago. Well, his court case from this was wrapping up almost 3 years ago. In a couple days, it'll be 3 years since this case wrapped up. Then he started the next one, and then he got into Timmy videos. So he had some lost time to make up, and I'm sure he had some bills to pay, you know what I'm saying? That's why, if you believe Eric said that when they met, he was saying that Patrick is in all kind of financial trouble, including being a few months behind on his truck payment. And, pot calling the kettle black, because Eric was just as desperate. As a matter of fact, you know what? I just saw a video where Eric was on Dad Talk, and Eric was saying that he needs to have knee surgery, but he can't because he has no money to take off time to have knee surgery. He's broke, can't pay the bills. If he takes any time off, he'll go under or something like that. So, and we all know he showed up and with his words, he claims he showed up to this party with $100 in his pocket, and everything came out of my pocket. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'll wrap it up. That's what, like I said, this was his current situation leading up to Timmy videos. Anyway, thanks for listening. I know it's a long one, and peace.